What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Stardew Valley. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while and play a little bit of their video games. I'm pretty excited. I've been having kind of a bang-up week. I'm going to be honest. I've been very on this week. And when you're very on, you find that it's good to strike while the iron's hot. And I'm striking so hard right now. Striking super hard. Can I put plums in there? Oh, I can't put plums in there? You can't make plum preserves, huh? We're plumb out of options when it comes to the plum preserves. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to do it. Well, the front end of this episode, this is going to be business as usual. Just you and I playing ourselves a little bit of video games today. I don't think... See, this is why I sat on so much of my fruit. Is because I was kind of worried about the... that we can make apricot preserves for sure. If we can't make apricot preserves, I'd be very surprised. Yeah, did I need that apricot for a set? I needed that apricot for a set, didn't I? I just screwed up. Damn it, now I'm gonna get comments and people are gonna be upset with me. It's a story of my life. People, that's what the headline says every day when I wake up. People on internet upset with Splattercat. Universe unsurprised. Well, welcome on back, everybody. It's going to be the standard today. I don't have a whole lot of plans in front of us right now. I'm hoping that I can give these cows ye old milky, and Greasy has no milk right now. Why do they have no milk right now? That's a little concerning. Here, you guys get petted. Do they stop producing for some reason? I wonder why that is. Alright, well, I'll pet you. Do I have to get another heater because it's a bigger room? Because I know if they're unsatisfied, they don't like produce like they normally do, and so that means that there's something wrong with both of our cows, and I'm a little bit concerned about it. They're leveled up, they're matured. I don't want these cows to die. They're eating their food, and that looks okay. Is the heater all right? I wonder if I need 2 heaters because we have a bigger building. I'll look into it after this episode. Those saplings are already coming in. That's fantastic. That's what I was hoping for. So by next season, we should have a nice little orchard in here. It's going to be producing some nice things for us. I would try and double the size of the chicken coop and see if the same thing happens. But we are fresh out of cash. Oh, we got a big egg right there. Yeah, okay. Good job, whoever pooped that one out. That egg was enormous. I'm proud of you. Honestly, I weep for your cloaca right now. It's got to have been bad. That's got to have been an ugly day for you as a chicken. Like, what do you do on those days as a hen where you've got to lay an egg that's like 3 times spec? Do you just like muscle through it and you're like, ah! Letting that vein pop out on your forehead? Like your, God, what's that guy's name? Phil Heath? When he lifts weights, just like, ugh. Sorry, I follow some bodybuilding stuff. I don't know why I follow it because I'm not a bodybuilder, but for some reason, bodybuilding just fascinates me. Like, it's crazy to me that somebody would want to look like that. Like, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I promise you, I'm not trying to be a douche right now. But it's just like, why? God, you're so, like, vascular. And just, like, every part of you looks like it has a bicep on it. You look like you're made out of potatoes at the moment. Like, you look like somebody has just taken a sack and filled it with potatoes. And just to the brim. To the maximum. Can I make spiceberry preserves? I can. Spiceberry preserves sound pretty cool. Let's turn those into something a little bit more valuable, shall we? We got some salmon berries in here. Is there anything on the TV? Living off the land. Let's talk geodes. Geodes are hollow stones that can often contain valuable materials. A blacksmith can crack them open for you for a fee. Now, there's different kinds of geodes, and each one yields a different subset of minerals. The rare Omni Geode, however, can contain every type of mineral. Oh, see, so I wasn't aware of that information. I thought the Omni Geode was better. I thought it was way cooler than what we already had, so I need to make some more copper bars while we wait. It's Monday the 15th. We've got a whole bunch of mayo out there, unfrozen, ready to go. I'm going to get rid of that sap because I don't care about it. Ain't nobody got time for a sap. That's how life goes. And then I'm probably going to run around town trying to raise my reputation for right now, and then we need to figure out a money-making scheme for the moment. We need to come up with some kind of, like, cash flow thing. Otherwise, we're going to be a little bit tapped out until the next season comes through, but I think we're going to be in a really good situation come spring. I think once spring has been sprung, and hopefully not too near me would be my hope. Is the door open? Here, close that door. Yeah, close that on down. I'm concerned about our cows right now, but I don't know what else to do with that information. And so I'm just going to have to wait on it. I think I already gave 2 presents to the wizard. Although the wizard's starting to like us pretty good right now. Oh, we already gave him 1 gift? Well, maybe we'll run out there and give the wizard another one. A magical, happy, special gift from me to him. Because I think he's worth it. That gives us a couple more copper bars to play around with. I don't think we need too many more. I did want to expand this right here to make some more kegs, but up until it might be smarter to have B-boxes ready to go. What does it take me to get some B-boxes going? So we need iron bars and maple syrup. I'm pretty sure I have a pretty good stock of that. I've been selling it. But iron bars and maple syrup both, but it takes coal. Man, we're going to have to go back and farm coal. I know, we're going to have to go down into the dungeon today, and we got to farm coal. It's unfortunate. It's not something that I really, really want to do. Oh, what is that? A crystal fruit. Wait, did the guy want a sweet gemberry, or did he want a crystal fruit that last time? I thought he wanted a gemberry, but did he want a crystal fruit? A crystal gem? I've got an excuse for why I would be confused, okay? Ooh, those are good ones right there. 100 energy. Really? Okay, well, that's pretty nice to have around, too. What missions we got going on over here? Linus wants a herring. I don't know if I can get a herring right now. Is anybody's birthday? We've got the wizard's birthday coming up. On the wizard's birthday, I'll probably give him... That's a good thing, then. I'll probably save one... Did that bunny just disappear into thin air? It might be thicker air, also known AKA, also known as the mist. Hold on, let's do this over here. Got another rusty spoon. I don't think I need a rusty spoon right now. I'm definitely leaning towards the fact that I don't need any more rusty spoons. It's okay, though. Hey, Abigail, it's too cold to go outside much. You want some cheese? Oh, I already gave Abigail a gift today? No, I didn't. When did I give Abigail a gift today? It seems like that did not happen. Sometimes I think the game gets confused, and if you give somebody a gift too late in the previous day, oh, there's another crocus over there, and I do need money, so forageables might be a smart idea right now. I'll try to grasp as many as I can, although I won't do it too lustily. Lusty grasping has the tendency to put off my neighbors. They're like, he's grasping, he's grasping lustily again. I don't know if I want to be down with that. Been having a good week, though. Been having a real good week in real life. YouTube's kind of the same old, but I'm not tripping over that anymore. I try not to think about it too much. In all honesty, that would be a big piece of advice that I would give to, like, new YouTubers, is don't get obsessed with the numbers and, like, chasing down, like, metrics and shit like that, because that'll ruin your life, man. It'll make you just feel shitty all the time. Like, because when you're up, and when you're down, you know what I mean? And I just be like, don't even play that game. Just don't even mess with it. That's my advice from me to you as a veteran YouTuber. It's so easy to get caught up, like, in the numbers and in the hustle and in just, like, am I doing good? Like, what am I doing right now? You know, am I earning or whatever? Just don't even do that. Don't even play that game. I'm going to wait 20 minutes and then we'll go into the dungeon so that I can get rid of this baseball bat that I'm carrying around with me. Don't even play that game. Just do it for the fun. I had to learn that lesson the hard way. There was a time where I was really, really just caught up in the hustle. Always want to do better. You always want to be the best. You always want to be, like, out-metricing everybody else. Don't even play that game, man. Just don't even do it. Don't get caught up in it. Just no. Oh, shit. What did I just buy? A silver saber? I was trying to... Oh, man. All right. Well, there goes that. That sucks. It was only 700 bucks. They need a buyback tab and a sellback tab on this, because I sold that back right after I bought it by misclicking, and it still charged me the same amount. I guess the lesson of the day there would be don't misclick. Was 55 where we were at last time? Yeah, it was. I see these little dudes down in here. So these guys have the best return on, like, your time spent for coal, in my opinion. And you get the stair drops really, really well when you come down in here off them. Ah, there's the thing that we'll give to the wizard, Tamari. I don't think... Actually, I might need more stone. We just upgraded buildings, and I just broke a bunch of stone. So I know you're going to call me out on it. You guys don't let me get away with anything around here. But YouTube's kind of a funny game. When you get into it, when you first start, it's all new and magical, and it's like this hobby where, like, just the fact that you got, like, one person looking at your stuff is like, damn, son, that's the coolest. And then over time, you get jaded, and you get kind of slow about it. And, like, I really had to give myself a reality check, you know? It's not something that I try to be real with you guys here on the channel. I really sincerely do. And so some YouTubers, they try and hide this shit from you. They'd be like, oh, yeah, I never did that, blah, blah, blah. I only care about the fun and whatever. But you get caught up in it sometimes. No lie. I'll be real with you. I'll be real. Sometimes it's easy to lose track of the fact that you're doing something that, like, everybody wants to do for a living and everybody thinks would be really, really fun to do. And it's easy to lose sight of that fun because you're chasing down dollar signs or you're chasing down promotions or whatever, trying to be like a big baller, trying to think you're a hotshot or whatever. Just let it go, you know? Don't even think about it. Just have a good time and do this thing. Like, I'm tremendously fortunate that I get to do this every single day. Like, not a lot of people get to do what I do, and I lose sight of that sometimes still, even after giving myself reality checks. And so sometimes you just got to recenter. You got to sit down, take a deep breath, and, you know, it's not about numbers. It's not about the hustle and the grind and all that. It's about just having a good time and making people happy. That's what you did this for. That's why I always recommend when people start a YouTube channel, make a mission statement for yourself. Write it down on a piece of paper or type it up and then print it out and hang it on your wall with the reasons when you first start why you are doing this. And I promise you, one day you'll sit down when you're having a really bad day and you're mad at yourself and you're just like, God, I'm just like, I'm late on this. I can't get this done. I feel like I'm not doing my best work. I feel like I want to quit. I feel like I don't want to do this anymore. I feel like I'm in this for the wrong reasons, and I feel bad about that. And just look at that piece of paper hanging on your wall. And I'll tell you what mine says right now. It says that I'm doing this for fun and to make people happy. That's what it says right there. It says, come what may, I'm doing this to have fun and to make people happy. And reading that is a sobering experience for me, because in that I can see kind of the naivete and kind of like the younger, fresh-faced, rosy-cheeked version of myself from 3 or 4 years ago when I first started doing this for nobody, you know, when nobody was watching, when it was just me doing this thing because it was fun. And looking at that reminds me, and it helps me recenter. It makes me feel better. So that's my advice for the day for the new YouTubers out there. If you're playing, wow, we're having a really good run right now. I feel like our luck is really, really on with the drops at the moment. Like, for real, our drop is just like wabba, 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 ticka, 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 wabba, 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 drop. Like, it's hot right now. The drop is hot. The drop is so hot. So for people wondering, having a pretty good week right now. Things are going well. My old man got out of surgery. I haven't talked about that much, but I've had a family member who was going in for a pretty serious surgery. He's popped on out. He's feeling good. They got him on 4 weeks recovery right now, which is faster than they expected, which is really, really, he's happy about that too. My old man's a triathlete, and so he doesn't like to be off his feet for a long time. So I know right now at home, he's probably sitting there just like vibrating in his couch seat at the moment because he does not like to sit around. Very, very active human being. I'm an active human being too. I run my 5 miles every day, and that's where I get it from. My old man's a hustler, and so I'm the exact same way. I like to get out there, and I like to be active every single day and kind of get my exercise on, and you know, feel good. It makes me feel good when I get my exercise on every single day. And when I don't do it, I feel myself like sitting there, just feeling just kind of just like I'm breathing heavily. I feel more greasy and like sweaty when I don't work out. It's a strange thing. It's an addiction. It gets into your blood. Once you start doing like your workouts every single day, it becomes a thing that if you don't do it, you feel like your day has been disrupted. Like you feel like you can't settle properly. Helps me sleep at night too. I had a lot of problems with insomnia and stuff like that until I started working out every day. And now most of the time I sleep like a baby. I noticed that when I was really, really lethargic, like when I first went to college, essentially I was, can I open this over here? I think this one's already been opened. But when I first went to college, I had a lot of problems sleeping. I had a lot of trouble sleeping. And I found that it was because I just wasn't doing any activity during the day. Like, I would go to school, and then I would come home and play World of Warcraft all day. And that was it for me. Like, that's what I did with my day. And I wouldn't sleep. I'd be up for, like, days at a time. Because my body had too much energy. It didn't know what to do with it all. And so I had to get out there, and I got to make sure every day now that I get out there and I burn some energy off. I pound the pavement a little bit, feel a little bit better. I'd recommend everybody do some kind of physical activity every day. If you got like a physical job, forget that noise. When you get home, I don't know, drink beer and watch TV or something. If you're like a roofer or you work in construction or something, you get a pass because that job's gnarly. I've been there and done that. I was a roofer for a while. Believe me, the grind is real when you're a roofer. Roofing is probably one of the worst jobs, like the most physically demanding jobs you could possibly have. There's a lot of bad jobs out there, but most of them that I've done have paled in comparison to roofing. I can think of a few others that are pretty backbreaking, like working in fields, basically like farming work is pretty hardcore, and that's more tough on your back than anything else, and it's like varied work too, because a lot of different stuff happens. Working with ranch hand type stuff is kind of rough. It depends on the season though. Ranch hands don't do a whole lot of something in the winter and whatnot. At least in my experience. I used to work on a horse ranch for a little while. Just for a bit. I wasn't like experienced labor or anything. They mostly had me lifting heavy stuff and not really doing much with the horses. But aside from that, concrete work is pretty rough. I did concrete work for a little while. That's a rough job. Insulation and AC. You wouldn't think that HVAC would be rough, but HVAC is really, really rough. HVAC will tear you up, and I did that for a little while, and I have friends that do HVAC now, and that's a rough job because you got to assume that any building you're working inside of has the AC out, and so you know it's going to be hot in there by default no matter what, because nobody calls HVAC when their air conditioning is working. And so you'd be up in the attic when it's like 110 degrees out in the summer with a mask on and everything, blowing insulation to get the HVAC set. I was like, oh my god, brutal. It's the worst job ever. It all seems to be seasonal too. I think most jobs get worse in the summer. Like if it's the summertime and you're doing any type of like physical labor, your job is going to be way, way worse, you know? Got a gold frozen tea right there. I don't think we're going to make a lot of money today. I'll probably eat the crystal fruit to keep us down here for a little while longer. We've got some time to kill. I probably won't eat the second one, but we've got a little bit of time to kill right now. And in killing time, yeah, there's more coal to get. That's really what it comes down to, is unfortunately, there's no real way for me to farm out a ton of coal. Like, we could make coal We can make a coal furnace, but it uses up so much wood that it doesn't seem worth it to me. And I guess somebody more experienced with the game will have to come through right there, but I thought you... Oh, hey, what is this little guy right here? I think he's a rare slime. I'm pretty sure. I think I killed one of these once before. Oh, he dropped a lead rod. That's unfortunate. I was hoping he would drop something a little bit better. I've killed the green one with the little star on his head. And as I recall, he dropped some kind of baller-ass dagger or something. He dropped a dagger or some other piece of equipment like a crystal dagger or something like that that was really, really... It might have been in this playthrough. I don't know. We've been playing this game for so long that it's really, really hard for me to tell anymore. Are you guys glad that I'm not... Oh, it's midnight right now? Oh, shit. Okay, so let's get up out of here. I thought it was like 10 o'clock for some reason. Or maybe time is just teleporting forward because we're playing Stardew Valley. And it's a fun game. I don't know. It's possible. I sealed the deal, by the way, on that 300 today. I didn't know if I wanted to talk about it in videos or whatever. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I sealed it at a really, really, really... I was able to lowball him a little bit. And I felt kind of bad for the guy. I didn't put the screws to him. I could have hit him harder. And you guys got to know me. In real life, I'm ruthless when it comes to wheeling and dealing with people. When it comes to, like, cars or, like, haggling for stuff on Craigslist. I go in hard. I've had too many people take advantage of me when it comes to haggling, and it's turned me into that guy where, like, I go into haggling and negotiations, like, hardcore now. Like, I will never get screwed on a deal ever again. Like, I go in researched, I go in ready to go, and I go in knowing what I'm willing to pay versus, like, what you are willing to accept. And I'm gonna lowball you. I'm gonna start out real low with you. I've had the cat block the bed one time. It was a pain. It was no good. It was a little terrifying. It didn't work out so great for me. Another day of winter. Another day of winter in beautiful, beautiful Stardew Valley. I wasted a little bit of money on the front end of today's episode, but I think we're going to be alright. We're going to bring this one in, but I sealed the deal on that. I got it at a price that I feel was more than fair for him and a really, really good deal for me. I kind of feel like maybe he felt like he was getting lowballed a little bit, but I was like, man, you shook on it. You know, at the end of the day, when it comes to negotiation, I'm going to tell you guys the skills to negotiation here. If you ever have to haggle for a car or you ever have to haggle for a house or anything like that, if you're selling, you should price above where you want the car to sell at. Or let's say, for right now, let's say that you're selling a 412 monitor. That's a piece of sound equipment. Let's say it's worth, let's say that you can get 200 for it reliably, but you want to get 250 out of it. That means you want to clean it up. You want to oil it. You want to make it look good. You want to take the grills off. You want to clean like the disc. You want to clean everything. You know what I mean? You want to make it look like new because appearances do matter when you're selling stuff. And if you want to get 350 out of this, you got to make it look like a deal. Let's say it retails for 5. You've had it for a while. You want to get 250 out of it because you've had it for a long time. If you get 250 out, you'll be happy. Where is the spot at which you will be happy? 250 is that spot. I needed that puffer fish for something. I'm going to sell that stuff off because I don't need it clogging up my inventory right now. I'm going to turn some of this into mayo. I don't mean to change subjects on you, believe me. So let's say the retails for 5, you can get 250 out of it because it's older. That's what you want to get. You're happy with it, but you'd be happy selling it 3. That's what you want to get. You want to clean it up. When you post it, you want to post it for 350, knowing full well people are going to lowball you. That way, when you post it for 350, maybe somebody lowballs you at 250. That's what you wanted anyway, so bim, bam, bomb. You walk out of there with the price that you wanted, no haggling done. The guy feels like he got a good deal. You got way more than you thought you wanted out of it, so that's good. Oh, they all got milk today. Good. They all got milk. Well, oh, never mind. She's got milk today. There we go. I don't know what went wrong with our cows were malfunctioning previously. Hardy has no milk right now, so she's not feeling so hearty at the moment. That extra hearty style milk. Let's bring this over to this side. That's deal number 1. In general, you just need to be well versed too. Like, take the time. Don't sell something before you want to sell it. That's another big thing, is a lot of people need money like right now, and they wait till the absolute last minute to get rid of a product that they've got sitting around their house or whatever. They wait until they need the money rather than, you know, when they want the money. If you want the money, that means that you can sit around for a while and you can just wait on a deal. There's nothing wrong with just sitting there and passing on a deal if you feel like it's not in your benefit. Walk away. Don't shake hands on it. Walk away. Leave yourself time to deal, I guess, would be the other part of that. Don't wait till you're desperate for the money, because if you're like, for example, the guy here today, he was leaving town permanently in like 2 days. He had 48 hours to seal the deal on a vehicle, and that's not a good... That's a rookie mistake right there. You don't want to sell a car or anything, really, with 2 days' notice, because that means you're going to end up taking the best deal you get during that time. And then don't shake on something if you feel like you're going to get better offers. Know your demand, you know what I mean? If you're selling something Be versed about it. Know what it's worth. Know its blue book value. Know what it's worth online and what other people are selling it for. We live in the world of Google right now. And so people that are trying to hustle other people are at the biggest disadvantage that they have ever been in the history of the hustle. People are at a huge disadvantage right now who are trying to cheat other people, because everything you need in the world with regards to pricing for selling and buying is right there at your fingertips. Go on Craigslist, take a look around for a little while. Look around on eBay. Look around on Amazon. eBay is going to be the absolute worst price, though. People on eBay tend to sell pretty high on most things. And so use that as your high margin, then go on Craigslist. Take 2 or 3 days and spend like 20 minutes each day just looking at that thing that you're planning on selling and or buying, and figure out the bracket. You know, look at what looks low. Look at what looks high. If there's a government index, like the Kelly Blue Book or whatever, for whatever it is you're trying to sell, make sure you look at that. Look at the fair market value. Look at the good market value. Look at the excellent market value. And just get a feel. You know, I used to hustle on World of Warcraft, and that's where I learned a lot of these skills. And it sounds stupid because you're trading with fake money, but I had a lot of money in World of Warcraft. Like, I think at one point in Wrath of the Lich King, I was sitting on 120 or 140,000 gold, just sitting on it. And every day I would just check my mail and make more and more money, like 4K gold a day at that point, because I was reinvesting my money in the stock market. Or, I'm sorry, not in the stock market. I was reinvesting the money in the auction house. At one point, I owned every blue on the server. I owned every purple on the server. I owned all of the leather. I owned almost every single piece of herbalism stuff. And then I set up a cartel, too. There was another guy who started doing the same thing. So he and I met up one day, and we agreed to selling days. He took Sunday. I took Saturday. We split Fridays down the middle. Before 12 o'clock, he got Fridays. After 12 o'clock, I got Fridays. And in return for that, I think I split him something else, like another market. I gave him carte blanche on Saturdays to sell on a different market. Like, we had it all set up on paper. We split up the market between the two of us, you know. And I learned a lot of these skills from that guy and from just doing it on my own, losing money. I mean, I think when I first started hustling on the auction house on World of Warcraft, I lost crazy amounts of money just learning the skills that are required in order to, like, know how to eyeball something and mentally keep track of what something's worth. And it's a skill. You got to practice it. But, I mean, it's a skill that I think everybody should learn. It's a skill that I didn't learn from my family, and it cost me a lot of money when I was 18 or 19 years old. What is that right there? Is that driftwood? What is that? Can I bust that up? No. It's a skill that I learned the hard way by losing money, and that's an embarrassing thing. Nobody wants to be put in that situation where you sell too low and you feel like you got took advantage of, or you bought too high and you feel like you got ripped off. And ultimately, it's your responsibility to figure it on out, but I think we settled at a good spot today. Buying and selling tips, I mean, if anybody wants me to do a video on that at some point, I suppose that I could. I need to sit down and, like, I'm doing it in the hot spot right now. I need to sit down and kind of collect my thoughts and kind of just write it all down on paper to really get my process down when I go to buy and sell stuff. But I do enjoy negotiating and haggling and stuff like that. It's something that I find to be enjoyable. If you don't find it to be enjoyable, it definitely puts you at a disadvantage, because then you go into each of those situations kind of hostile. And going into those situations hostile, I think, is a bad recipe. You don't want to go in hostile. You want to go in cool and collected, researched, ready to go, knowing what you will accept and what you will not accept. And if they won't budge from what you won't accept, you walk away. That's it. Like, there's no harm, no foul. Walk away. There's nothing wrong with just being like, meh, and just walking. They're going to try and give you a hard time, but that's because they're trying to hustle you, or they're trying to get something out of you. Today, I think we should farm out. Does the Nautilus shell go with any of my collections? While we're here, for like the cockle does, though. So let's go turn in the cockle. I'll give you guys an extra. I was going to break off the episode right here. We got time to turn in the cockle, so we at least accomplish something here today. We're just farming coal out anyways. If I can get to 100, 200 coal, I might take a couple days off camera. Although I don't think you guys want off camera. It seems like my ramblings are what people get into. And these episodes are good for the ramblings. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with walking away. There's always a reason somebody gets hostile. If somebody gets hostile when you're trying to walk away, there's a reason for that, and that's because they see you as a mark and they're trying to hustle you, and they don't want you to walk away. That's the worst thing that can happen, is that you walk away and become educated, you know? They don't want that at all. We got 3 crab pots for that deal. The more educated people there are in the world, the worse they do business at hustling people, the worse deals they get. And that's truth right there. Like, when I go into a deal, it works. If I'm buying, if the seller is uneducated as to what he's selling, that works in my favor to a pretty big level, because that allows me to talk him down much lower than I could somebody that knows exactly what they can get for this and exactly what they're willing to accept. And I think haggling and selling, I've always thought that home economics should be retooled as a class, and they should teach you how to balance a checkbook. They should teach you how to manage your finances. They should teach you how to balance a 401k. They should teach you how to set up an index fund. They should teach you how to set up, you know, an IRA or anything. Like, they should teach you all of these skills, how to set up an index fund, you know, how real estate works, stuff like that, because this is all stuff that most people are never taught, and this is how most wealthy people generate money for themselves. I'm not wealthy, but I look into things like that because someday I think I would like to be, and so I'd like to figure these little things out, and so even though I don't have the money to get involved with them right now, I learn about them because maybe one day I will. And having that extra knowledge would be nice. I don't know. I like to be in a constant state of learning. But we're out of time for the day. If that was my advice to you, it would be in a constant state of learning. If people want me to do a video about buying and selling, I could do that. I will see you all later. This is Stardew Valley. Thanks for coming, everybody. Hi-do.